Okay, we're about to go for a take. Stand by, everyone, please.
Call it. Take one.
Okay.
We've been on site now for 3 days, getting the set all ready for the shoot tomorrow. The concept is to create as much of an environment that looks like a forest fire has swept through it. We've cut absolutely nothing, we're just using dead and wood to create the environment that we need.
The Deserve to Bloom film, it's about Mother Nature. She's kind of woken up from her spiritual world by this forest fire, incarnated into human form, and she's conveying this message to the audience about the environment.
There was so much to fit in such a short amount of time, and I wanted to create a sense of empathy, so not necessarily talk about the big things but just the small wonderful creatures in nature. I was really inspired by the English countryside.
We like to see projects like this going on because it promotes people's attitude towards the wildlife and planting trees.
This is a really exciting set because it is natural, but then it's completely manufactured nature, if you like. It's totally black, so we're trying to get the subject to stand out, so I'm using a bit of light to bring her out against this very sort of dark background.
Using this bit of kit, which is fantastic, from Ari, does everything it says in the tin. I can basically go from high to low in one fluid movement. It's always level, I can go anywhere.
When I was making this dress, my vision was to create something that emulated nature. It had to be like really organic, so the dress has been like handmade and all stitched together to create like a texture that was communicating Mother Nature and the woods. It's just great to see that it just flows and moves in its own organic way.
Everything's gone smoothly, there's a few hours left of the shoot, can't ask for much more really. So I really hope this video, gets out there and makes more people aware of what's going on.
Play 18, take one.
This is the most extraordinary project. This is so exciting as a project because it's creative, it's diverse, and I'm not aware of any other rewilding or conservation project that's had this kind of interest.
I think it's a fantastic project. I think it's something that we should have been doing since the 70s, really, and our world would be in a much better place. But let's catch up, let's go on and let's rewild the world.
I have to schedule the day, check everybody's in the right place, doing what they're supposed to do, wearing a mask, and making sure that everybody is adhering to the rules and regulations, especially during COVID. You don't necessarily get to work on projects that you're actually genuinely passionate about, whereas for me, this is actually something that I actually care about.
So my hope for this project is that it's going to fast track our mission, and that this time in 2 years we're standing here on our first rewilding site with nature recovering and people enjoying it.
The main inspiration comes from the poem itself, which is full of imagery. One of the challenges with a piece like this is getting the emotional temperature correct. You really want it to be romantic, but you don't want it to be sentimental.
I think my favourite piece of work on the film was the contrast between the set and the subject, with the kind of darker, cooler colours contrasting with the beautiful, warm dress.
I don't see many people like me, black and brown people, at the forefront talking about climate change, and I think sometimes we're a community that gets left out, so it was really important for me to play this role and help encourage the fight towards climate change.
I wanted to do something positive for the environment. I've got 2 young children and I didn't want them to grow up and say to me, "Daddy, what have you done about the environment?" And I'd say, well, not much really.
If a distant land falls, you are not immune. Every place deserves to bloom.